everybody, and welcome to another video. In the last location video that I did, I mentioned about the dead zoo, i.e. the Natural History Museum, and I didn't actually show it, and few people have actually commented saying you didn't actually show it. Well, here it is now. It's right in front of us, and also in front of us, just over there to the right hand side, there's something on the ground. Yes, a right turn only arrow. I wonder what the hell that means. Oh, right turn only arrow probably means only right turn, doesn't it? Anyway, I will show you the whole of the Natural History Museum, the dead zoo as we know it. When we turn left here, I will go to the side camera and then you can see the whole building for all you people that like that sort of stuff. But we are looking at the arrow there and the car that goes over the top of it. And it's a Kia again, a Kia that's actually turning left from the right turn only arrow. Yes, and I did go for an amber, but it was amber and I was too close to it anyway. So we will go to the side camera now and show you the Natural History Museum as we drive past. And at one time, my mum, my dad and my wife all worked in there, all in different departments, but they all worked there. We didn't live that far away from here, as the crow flies anyway. But yeah, that was a long time ago now, a long time ago. So yeah, that's the Natural History Museum in London. Now the next few clips are of me coming home from here after going to see where the acid bath murderer was. The next few clips are of me going home from here, and we're going to take a big jump because we're over in West London at the moment, South West London, and we've jumped all the way over to South Clapham heading towards Balham, and we are looking in front of us, the cars coming towards us. There's two lanes over there, but one of them is a left turn only lane. You'll notice that by the arrow that says left turn, similar to the right turn one that we had back there. An Audi goes into it. Now they're not known to indicate, are they, if they're turning left or right? But is he? Just imagine if he is actually turning left. It's not a crime of the century to actually not indicate, but he's not. He's going to indicate though, but he's going to cut everybody up and go to the front of the queue because, like all Audis, they didn't see the left turn only arrow over there to the right hand side. It's just typical of Audis, isn't it? Because it's always an Audi. So a little bit further down the road, we are now in Balham, and this is a very serious clip, this one. Yes, I do serious clips from time to time, I do anyway. And we are looking at the rear camera in a second, and I will point out something, and we are looking all the way down there, right the way down there on the pavement. You'll see two guys running down the pavement into the road and everything. Well, one is a thief. One is a dirty, stinking tea leaf. Yeah, and the other one's chasing him. Now, you'll see, look at everyone's reaction. Everybody is looking at it. Every single person on the clip here, barring one that's looking at his phone, is looking at it. We're going to go to the side camera now, and as they come past us in a second, look at everyone's reaction again. Yeah, as they run past. Everyone is looking. I'm going to show you that again because someone actually even comes out of Boots there. Comes out the door and he's looking straight away. He's seen it from even inside the shop. You know, they're not making a lot of noise as they run past. Here he is. He's got no shoes on, by the way. Yeah, he's just running around in socks, and he dropped some of his swag there. Look, one of the items there was a Lynx shower gel. They're £1. I mean, you're running away with something like that. You've stolen something like that. Yeah. Anyway, let's have a look at the guy coming out of Boots now. Look, he's coming out of the door, and he sees it. And he's looking towards it. Everybody else is looking towards it. There's a woman over to the right hand side who goes off to pick up some of the stuff that the guy's dropped, and it is like toiletries, worth absolutely nothing. I mean, it really is nothing. And you can see everybody's reaction is still looking at what's just happened. We will go to the front camera in a second, then we'll go back to the rear camera and all of that sort of stuff. You see the woman holding the stuff there. She wants to give it back to the young lad who's chasing him. Now, as I do pull away here, you can still see everybody is looking at it. Everybody's looking at what's happened. And we're going to go to the front camera now, and they do come up the inside there, run right across the road, and you'll see the woman pick up the shower gel here. She does want to give it back. She's not stealing it or anything. And then he's got him over there on the other side of the road, and he's pulling on his jacket so he lets go of the bag. He's let go of the bag, and so he lets go of his jacket. and then off he walks one way and off he comes back the other way with all his gear that he's tried to steal. Now everybody noticed that, everybody saw it. There was only one person that didn't see it. Yeah, this guy here, the one person who's trained to actually see things like that, did not see a fucking thing. I don't expect him to see anything that's happening on the left-hand side of the road that we're looking at, but the kerfuffle over the other side of the road, I do expect him to see when they're pulling the jacket off of him and trying to get the bag off of him. I do expect him to see that. There was a van in front of him, fair enough, but he should be able to see past the van. If you can't see past the van, you're too close. Look at everyone still looking at it from the rear camera before I pull away. Everybody can see it. Literally everybody can see it from both sides of the road. The only person that doesn't see any of it, not one bit of it, is the copper. Yeah, the copper that just rides past like there's nothing going on. Unbelievable. It just sums up policing in this country at the moment. There's the guy that's got his bag back now, and that copper would have seen that from the left-hand side, then pulling the jacket off of him and getting his bag off of him there. I don't know how he could not see that. Obviously not trained well enough, is he? And then you see the guy over there on the left-hand side walking along with his jacket in his hand there. I mean, he's not got a stethoscope on him, or he's not got some tools, so I don't know whether he is a doctor or an engineer. But he's popping across the road now to go to the tube station where he gets free transport from Sadiq Khan as well, probably. Yeah, the state of London, eh? Now, a little bit further down the road, we're in Mitcham now, and I have made no secret about I do not like these 20-mile-an-hour speed limits here. They just, when you've been driving and riding on these roads for over 40 years and some arseholes change the speed limit down to 20, it will take some time to adapt to that, because it's 40 years of habit of driving on these roads at 30 and some of them 40 miles an hour, which are now 20. I've never had any speeding tickets. I've never been in an accident. I've never done anything wrong like that at all. I've been in court a few times as a witness, but that's it. But with this one, I can see myself getting a speeding ticket for going like 24 miles an hour or something. But I'm not the only one that struggles with these 20 miles an hour. Look at this guy coming over from our left. Jesus, 20 miles an hour. 20 miles an hour.
Red light, camera ahead.
I would not even like to guess how fast that guy was going. I just wouldn't know. Even the bike was going well over 20. Anyway, a little bit further down the road, look at the size of this road. It's 20 miles an hour. Look at the side of it. There's nothing around. The big pavements as well. It's not like there's small pavements. They're big pavements, and it's 20 miles an hour. It's ridiculous, these 20 miles an hour speed limits. And I want to show you something a little bit further down the road here, because none of this actually makes any sense. None of it actually makes any sense whatsoever why this would be 20 miles an hour. Pavements are big enough. You've even got pavements beyond the pavements. If you don't want to walk too close to the road, there's pavements by the houses as well, so they can actually, they don't need to be near the road at all, pedestrians. So the road's too big to be 20 miles an hour. So we come to these set of traffic lights, okay? To the right of us, a little bit further down the road there is a school. And that road there is also 20 miles an hour. We are turning left though. We're not going right, obviously. Otherwise, we'd be in the right turn only lane. We are actually turning left. And let me speed this up for us now. So I've speeded it up so we can just literally go at the green light here. And we're going to be turning left. Now, this road here is a 30 mile an hour speed limit. It's got parking on the road here, yeah, on the right hand side, on the road. So it makes the road tighter. So straight away, the road's not as big as the one down there. Over to the right hand side, we've got like a community centre. Over to the left, we've got a school. And yet this is 30 miles an hour. And back there where there's nothing is 20 miles an hour. Does any of that make any sense to you whatsoever? Because it bloody doesn't with me. These sort of roads are just doing my head in. It's sort of like, how can this be a 30 mile an hour speed limit when it's a thinner road than what it is back there, and it's got a school on it? It makes no sense. And another thing that doesn't make any sense, we're going to be going down the same road a little bit further down the same road here. It's a 30 mile an hour speed limit still, but they put speed bumps on the road. Even when we get 30-mile-an-hour speed limit roads, we cannot do 30 miles an hour on them because they put fucking speed bumps on them. I mean, I should be able to do 30 miles an hour down these roads, but I can't because there's speed bumps here. Now, the other thing, I've got an arsehole in a van coming towards me. He wants to go in that gap there. I want to straddle that bump there. I will be on my side of the road if I do it. He will not be on his side of the road when he does it. Now, that bump there is obviously too far over to the right-hand side. It's obvious. It's so clear, isn't it? Why is it over so far to the right-hand side? It will eliminate the problem of this. Plus, they've let parking. They've actually built a parking bay on the bump. I mean, the good old British workforce, you really need to have a good old look at yourself. You're so fucking shit. It's unbelievable. These things are just... I can see that straight away. Well, that's going to create a problem there and there. They're going to lose wing mirrors and everything. But no, these knobheads just don't see any of it.
Alright, I'll go over the midwind, shall I? Fucking arsehole.
Now, I'm just going to pause it here and show you this because you can see the line down the centre of the road. He's over my side of the road. Now, he should be waiting for me or he hits the bump on his left-hand side. It's simple. I don't have to go on his side of the road to straddle that, but he does. So he should be waiting or hitting the bump himself, not letting me hit the bump. Or I have to wait for him when I shouldn't have to wait for him. That's the two scenarios there, isn't it? And I'll just show you this from the rear now because sometimes you get a better picture of it to see how far over he is on my side of the road to go past me here. Look at that. Right smack in the middle of the road. Yeah, the whole thing is wrong. Wrong positioning of the bumps, wrong positioning of a parking bay, and a knobhead driving the... Well, it's a Burke and a Merc, wasn't it? Would you expect? So now we come to another driving instructor or a driving instructor's car coming towards us. He's doing nothing wrong driving-wise that you can see until you can look into his car. Look at the position of his head. He's looking down. There's no road down there, mate. That is only a phone down there. And a lot of driving instructors don't like me doing this, but I've got to call it out. It's just rubbish. They shouldn't be doing it. So now we come to one of them videos that I do of hazard perception. So all you've got to do is find out where the dangers are coming from. It's that simple. So we're driving down this road. We've got the sun in our eyes a little bit because it's over that building. As soon as we get past the building on the left, the sun is in our eyes. So there's number one straight away. And I'm just going to pause it here now just so you can see number two. Number two is the parked cars on the left-hand side on the pavement here. Number three is this car that's about to pull out. It's stopped. Number four is potentially everything that's coming towards us. If I have to avoid this car that's pulling out on me, I might have to pull right out or hit the brakes hard. If you had any of them, well done, but that wasn't the real one. The real one is behind us. That is the dangerous one, the one behind us, which I'll show you right now. Yes, he picks that time to overtake. A car pulling out, potentially pulling right out, and vehicles coming towards us, and that is where he decides to overtake. Yeah, so all potentially quite dangerous, but that one in front of us is different gravy. Oh yeah, and let's not forget it's a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit, which I am doing. And well, he's obviously speeding as well, isn't he? But what a shocking place to overtake when that car there is starting to pull out. So now we're going to have a little look at a couple of pedestrians. Now, I know that they have priority. Well, one of them definitely has priority because it's on a zebra crossing. But you should still look. Don't just assume that someone's seen you in there and they're stopping just because you're on a zebra. Look to the left now, woman. Look to the left. No, she can't look to the left because she's on the phone. The phone's much more important. Going to chuck her kid out. Now look to the right. Look to the right. No, look to the right. The phone is much more important than her kid. Just throw your kid out into the road. That's all right. Now, I know that they've got priority, but it doesn't mean that the person driving towards you has seen you. This one here over to the left, she's got no priority. This is a bend in the road. It's not a junction, by the way. It's a bend. She didn't look to the left or the right. Just walked straight across the road. Anyway, that's all we got time for today, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye for now.